Hello, it's Vladimir. Today is 23rd day of my commitment. I'm talking to the camera every day for 10-15 minutes, trying to improve my English, my grammar, my pronunciation, and all sorts of other things related to communication. Now, today I'm going to talk about relationships. My goal is to use perfect grammar, to control my nonverbal communication, and make pauses at the end of every sentence. I'd like to talk about this topic since it's really helpful in terms of organizing our lives. I don't study English to communicate with other people or to improve my job. I study it to solve practical problems and to use it for my life. When I have certain problems in my life and I need to solve them, I just apply English. I learn as much information as I can find on the internet, in books, which may be helpful for finding a solution to these problems. I think relationship is very powerful in terms of connecting motivation and studying. So when I learn about my relationship in English, when I think about my relationship, I improve my English and I want to use this language more, especially if it helps to improve my relationships. So it's kind of reciprocal. When I improve my relationship by using English, I improve my English. And when I improve my English, I improve my relationships, because I'm able to understand better what's going on, how to control it, how to develop my relationship, etc. So now I'm going to share with you one technique which I use when I have certain problems and when there are some fights between me and my partner, my girlfriend, and I use this technique to solve these problems. I call this technique take yourself out of the equation. The point is that when we have a fight in a relationship, we always think that we are on the right side. That's why the fight occurs, because we think that there's a situation and we see it clearly and the other person doesn't see it at all. Or we may say that something happened and we disagree on what actually happened and why it happened and who was the person to blame for what happened. Or we just generally have certain opinions about our partner, and our partner doesn't have the same opinions, or we have opinions about ourselves and our partner doesn't want to confirm these opinions. Well, there may be lots of different cases, but the whole idea is that there's a fight, and to resolve this fight we have to look at the situation from both sides. We can't just continue pushing our viewpoint without being able to look how our partner sees this point. And in many cases, especially after reading lots of books and studying relationships, studying it in a kind of theoretical way. When there's no practice, you just read books and think, oh, this is what I need to do, this is how it works, this is how it should work. And we usually tend to blame our partner for everything what's going on. And if we read books and if we know theory, for example, there's such theory like nonviolent communication, and when somebody make evaluative judgment, it's not right. And I may read this, and then after I have read this theory, I may see every time when my partner makes evaluative judgments, but I'm not able to see them myself when I do that. And it ruins all communication, all this thing. But when it happens, we have to see clearly how to avoid judging other people by standards that we don't practice themselves. So again, the idea is there's fight. We have different positions in this fight, and we disagree on what's going on and why it's going on. So we think like there is something unpleasant, and I may think this is because her, and she may think this is because me. And we start finding evidence which supports our position. We may say, look, this is because of you, and here's one reason, here's another, here's the third. And she may say, no, it's because of you, since A, B, or C. And the more we give reasons, the more we try to push our point. If it doesn't work from the beginning, it's not going to work later. So it's going to make a huge fight, and eventually it's going to be resolved probably in a kind of mutual agreement, but it's not going to be resolved if we just accept somebody else's viewpoint or the viewpoint of our partner without really accepting it. We may say, oh, okay, this is not so important, and if you think you're right and I'm wrong, it's not so important. I can say I'm wrong, but if you say I'm wrong, but in reality you don't think that you're wrong, it's not going to work. So if you want to resolve this conflict, you have to understand why you are wrong. You have to really understand this, and you have to admit it, and then it's gonna work. If you don't admit it, it's not gonna work ever. And the point here's the point how you can understand that you are wrong. And this understanding, you may say that it's like, why should I do that? Why shouldn't I just continue pushing my point? Of course, you may continue pushing your point. It's not the point now. The point is that you must understand why you are wrong. Because if there is a fight from the point of your partner, you are wrong. And if you are not wrong from your point, it doesn't mean that you are not wrong at all. From another side, you are wrong. And you have to understand why another side, why your partner thinks or feels or believes that you are wrong. And to understand it, you have to think as if you were your partner. But I don't recommend to do this. I don't recommend to try to think as if you were your partner. I recommend you to think as if you were just an observer, and the situation happens not with you and your partner, but with some fancy characters from, from another galaxy. You may just create a plot, and you may think that in this situation, there's two persons involved in this situation, a man and a woman, or whatever. It's not you anymore. It's just a person one and person two. You use your mind, your imagination, and you try to develop this plot, this situation, in a positive way. And what do I mean by positive way? You try to resolve the situation. You don't look at the situation as if you were somehow attached to the situation. You try to be an observer. You don't take it personally. If you think you're right and your partner is 100% wrong, you don't care. Now you don't think that you're right. You think that there's two characters, they are in a situation, they both are wrong or they both are right. And you try to resolve this situation by making communication analysis. You just replay it again, but you try to think as if what were going on, it wasn't about you. It wasn't about your partner. It was about some other people. And here you may find many examples which will open your eyes on the situation as a whole. And then from that, like as soon as you understand what's going on, you may apply it for a real situation. You shouldn't agree with your partner, but you have to understand her point of view. In this case, you'll be able to solve the situation. If you don't understand his point of view, it's not going to work. And the problem is that you may say, no, I already understand what her point of view is. I already know why she thinks that way, why she feels what she feels, and she's wrong because I am right, and because she doesn't see this, and she is the one who must understand what's really going on, because if she doesn't understand, I can't do anything. But it's a mistake. So you must understand that understanding means that you'll find something really, that you'll say, oh, now I see why she is unhappy. Now I see why she feels terrible. Now I see why she thinks this way. Now I understand. Because you may think, it's like she thinks that way and she's wrong because I think differently. And what I'm trying to persuade you is that you create a plot, you create a situation. In this situation, there's two people, and to understand what's going on, you have to kind of look at it from a perspective of your partner. You have to look at it as if you're trying to advocate her position, not yours. And you must understand why you are wrong. You may disagree with that. You may say, okay, she feels that way. She thinks this is what's going on. In reality, it's not the case. I'm not this person. She doesn't see this, this, and that. But she's right. She's right. And everything she thinks and feels is true. She doesn't know something. If she doesn't know something, try to make a fictional story where you try to explain your partner what she doesn't know, but not in a way like, you're wrong because you don't know this, and now I'll tell you this, and you'll be right, and you'll not continue fighting with me. No, it's not a good solution. You must understand that if your partner, whatever is going on with your partner, of course there may be problems with your partner, she may perceive reality in a completely different way than you perceive it. I have just 2 minutes to finish. But you still have to understand her position, her point, and understanding means that you will admit that you are wrong, but not you like you, but you as a model or perception or whatever, an ideal which your partner have, because your partner, your girlfriend, she doesn't know you. She knows only a model which her brain created while interacting with you. She doesn't know you, and you don't know your partner. You know only a model, and you must understand that this model, it's not you, and your partner is not. She's not able to understand you. She's able to understand only this model, and you have to work on this model. You shouldn't work on you, but it's, well, to understand this, you may read Critique of Pure Reason by Kant, and spend a couple of years thinking about it, and then you probably will get what I'm saying now, and then it's going to be way clearer. And that's how you may improve your relationship. You may just understand that there's you, and there's a model of you which is in the head of your partner, and you, when you try to say that this model is wrong, you are an idiot. You must understand that there's everything okay with this model, and the problem is that you can't really understand this model. It's like this model and like your model of yourself, they're different because you also have a model of yourself. Man, I have to finish already. I have too much to say. Well, I'm continue talking about relationship next time. So, subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. Share this video with your friends. I need dumb feedback. As soon as you start getting me feedback, I'll start speaking about something that may be really important for you. But now it's all my fantasies. Anyway, so bye-bye.